Corbolic V2. This is a super safe and effective natural anabolic. Not only is this product going to help you increase protein synthesis, which basically means muscle recovery and growth, it also may inhibit myostatin, which is a protein in your body that is known to inhibit muscle growth. This is a complete natural anabolic that works through multiple different pathways, has multiple trademarked ingredients. If you are a natural athlete looking for that edge, Corbolic V2 is what you need. Get yourself some.
Hello guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Pro Physique Code. It's a girls' day today. We had a girls' day last week too.
We did.
Did not intend for this. So today it is just Danika and I. You're just hanging out with the two of us. And that's because Steven has flown the coop, I guess. Run off into the sunset. What other fun things are there? That's what I always say to clients, where I'm like, I want you to run off into the sunset one day. So he has run off into his sunset and is now team awkward. And legitimately, that's not me picking on him.
No, it's very real. My husband had to double check that.
This isn't me being rude. That's his choice. Teamawkward.com, I'm pretty sure. So we're super excited for him and just proud to see him doing his own thing. And sometimes it's just time for something new. So I'll be sad not to have him on here making me have conversations that I don't want to have sometimes, you know? Yeah. I'm sure that you'll jump into that just fine with questions where I'll be like, fuck Danika. Stop it. How am I going to hide quietly in the wings? Like, talk about stuff.
Or now you guys can't gang up on me too, so that's a good thing.
Exactly. Okay, so today actually is going to be like a little bit of the Danika show because I want to really dive into your Mind Body Build program that we're kicking off on September 1st. So we're kind of like it's a big time of year for, Pro Physique for our clients. I think especially since you and I are both moms and it's just a busy time of year too. And a heavy time of year, I think, right? Like, so there's just a lot going on. I know I rehired my coach, my nutrition coach. I was like, Christina needs some fucking supervision when training for an ultra marathon.
I need some supervision over here.
Oh my God. No, literally, it's been so bad. So like the 10 pounds I had lost at the start of the year have not all come back, but like a significant portion. And like I've said on here before, like I don't want to be white knuckling stuff, right? Like I'm not ready to transition back into like white knuckling my physique because my physique's most important. And I think there is a fine line between getting too lean for what I like to do. Like when I go running, if I'm at like 134, I can feel it. And I feel like shit. Like everybody thinks like, oh, if I lose weight, I'm going to feel so much better. I'm like, no, like it.
Yeah.
I literally feel like somebody put a straw in like a seat, like, and like sucked the air out of me. Like, and then like, and it doesn't feel good. Like stuff's not moving right. So, getting into the school year, I think right now, like I hate to say it out loud, but I'm definitely as sad as I am about the school year being about to start and summer being done. I'm very much craving the routine again.
Yeah.
And like headspace, like
yeah.
I love my kids, but by like 7:20 this morning, I looked at my 3-year-old and was like, I just need you to leave the floor of the house that I'm on.
Yes. No, I can feel you. Yeah.
So what is this? How do you have it laid out? What's the big focus? Like your like main thing that you want to do with it? And like, main part, like, do you have like a niche of who you think it would serve best, your program?
Yeah. So I'll start with like how I came up with the idea. Yeah. I have some clients that I only do nutrition and training. I only do nutrition or I only do mindset. And then I have some that I do nutrition, training, and mindset. And I've noticed, I feel like by default, if I'm being honest, my nutrition and training clients and competitors get mindset because it's hard for me not to push
Right.
that in, right? But I find that the ones that have like these one-on-one intimate conversations with me, they have mindset sessions with me, we're diving deeper into like just looking and exploring their past, but not staying in their past, and habits that we really do want to change, but like talking more about that. We're talking more about the support around them. We're talking more about the relationships around them, or narratives that they find always exist and pop up in their mind. And it's not to say that I don't do that with my other clients. This is just a little bit more intimate. So I was like, I would love to be able to put a group together, put like an experience together, and a very intimate, so it's only for 10 people, but an intimate group where they do have mindset coaching. They have a week to week theme that we focus on,
I
and
love
that
it.
encompasses like nutrition, training, and mindset, obviously. But I give them tasks and almost like quote unquote homework assignments for them to, this is the theme of the week and this is what we're going to work on. And it all relates to their overall wellness. It's not just like, I need you to hit your macros for this week, or you have to do your cardio for this week. It's not just that. I give them book recommendations, podcasts I want them to listen to, certain episodes, different tools and techniques I want them to practice throughout the week. So every single week they have something that they're kind of working on, to continue to like enhance their progression. They also have nutrition. So I'll do the nutrition coaching. I will give them a prescribed kind of cardio regimen and specific training, programming specific for them and their goals. And then they get one-on-one mindset calls with me. So during the course of the 12 weeks, they'll have 3 sessions with me, where we have a Zoom call. We just have a back and forth. It's not, I hate saying like a therapy session. It's honestly like a chat session where I provide perspective and guidance, and you get to talk to me about the things that you're feeling stuck in.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure to navigate those like sticky situations together, so that our programming is easier, so we feel more aligned in what we're doing in life. And then in addition to that, they also have one, I believe that I scheduled it 4 times during the 12 weeks. They would have group calls. So that community aspect where we're going to be meeting in a group Zoom call, and we're going to be talking about everything that we covered, all the themes that we covered, and the tasks, and the books that we may have listened to, read, whatever. We're going to cover all of that during that like community session. So I wanted to show people that it all is interconnected, and I wanted to give them the opportunity to work really intimately with them and teach them that like, oh shit, like I can achieve these goals, but I also have to do the work in order to achieve it. And I can't just do the nutrition. I can't just do the training. Like I have to do all of the other things. Oh, and it feels really good to have somebody to talk to. And it feels really good to have a community to support me. So 12 weeks is what I like decided on. 10 participants is what I decided on, because I feel like a close knit would be really important. And just to have people feel more aligned in like their choices, their behaviors, the internal dialogue that exists, and just feel like they're not just doing something aggressively, or they're not always starting like on Monday. They're doing something that's very sustainable. So teaching them like, how can we sustain this for like long-term results for the rest of your life? So that was like my whole brainstorming. And then I was gifted the opportunity to like present it and get to work. So yeah.
Yay. I love that so much because I do think that that's a big, like, maybe not a big shift, but I think I see it as a bigger theme lately, that
Mhm.
people are looking more for ways to create that like community feel with stuff, and still being okay with it being like the internet community. I think maybe we've kind of like settled there where we're like, okay, as like a generation of like extroverted introverts, we want people, but we want to have them at like arm's length almost. And so it gives that nice little bit where like 10 people I think is perfect because everyone's going to be able to know everyone's name. It's not like 50 people where it's like, oh, I've never seen that person before. They should be able to, like get to know each other and really share that. So that's very cool. And I mean, that's 25% of your year. And so if you're spending all of that time together and chatting, like there's a lot of great opportunity there to have some cool relationships with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the opportunity. And I feel like it's honestly for anyone and everybody. So I have noticed there's not a specific individual that comes to me that chooses nutrition, training, and mindset. It's usually, I mean, from all walks of life. So it could be somebody kind of getting away from competitions and going into what does my world look like now? So being able to be in a building phase or a maintenance phase and like, what does that look like? Or just a woman who's going through perimenopause and is like, I don't even know what works for me anymore. I don't even know what my name is anymore lately. And that's how much my brain fog is. So being able to work with them. I've had men that have been doing like the training, nutrition, and the mindset, and just uncovering certain patterns that they always felt were their personality. And so they're like, I'm not going to change my personality. And I'm like, well, we're not changing your personality. We're going to change and shift your patterns, because it sounds like your patterns are the things that aren't really helping you to progress. So it's not a shift of personality. It's just changing patterns and doing some behavior modifications and bringing awareness to all of it and realizing, oh shit, like I didn't realize that behavior actually trickles into the rest of my day, which I feel like I'm failing. But if I just start with that behavior modification up here, then like the rest of my day will actually be a little bit more smooth. So bringing that awareness to people. Yeah. And I love that stuff. Like that's my jam.
I just posted a reel about something like that. And I feel like it probably comes off very like basic and like that's such a stupid tip or something. But I had posted about just making your bed, like, and like, do you make your bed?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So I've had conversations with people about this that can get like way more emotional than, but like, and that's what's funny is that this super simple, ridiculous little task can in some conversations get people like almost heated. Because I am not shocked that you make your bed. I feel like you're probably not shocked that I make mine, right? That tracks with who we are, people. And I physically like feel better when I can walk because my room is open. We work from home, we see it and stuff like that. Like when things are nice and smoothed out and put together and the day feels fresh and it's like, here we go. The day is ready. Same thing of like changing out of your pajamas, like again, we work from home. So I literally change from like one pair of black leggings into a different pair of black leggings. But I'm like, oh, I'm so fresh and so clean now. Okay.
Yeah.
I can leave the house. And so like that simple task or like even taking it further into like the fitness stuff, right? I had posted yesterday on my Instagram about how after just like a busy day of work, I looked up at 4 o'clock and realized that I had literally had 0 sips of water. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like I had Diet Coke and iced coffee and protein shakes and hadn't had a sip of water because I didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I just went straight to my desk that morning and then was just kind of like in and out of kids. And so it didn't even dawn on me. Whereas like, I'm back. I'm in bed. My 64-ounce water bottle that I got from Amazon. I live for this stuff. The little judgy marker. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Same.
Water bottle. We planned that.
Did you come with like the option of like a stroller?
We are losers. Hell yeah. Dual options at the same time. I don't
mean,
have to change my lid.
yeah.
Like, and look, I'm already, look how far ahead of schedule I am. I'm at 7 p.m. I'm not going to quit now. It's only 11:45.
This says I'm at 5 p.m., but like 7 p.m. is like here. So
If I let it settle, I'm more like, it might be 6
that. Yeah.
But things like that matter, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I thought to myself, I was like, maybe I should put my water alarms like back on my phone. I literally used to have like the same things that are on those water bottles on my phone where it would go off and be like, go drink water. Because I'm not one of those people who's like, I can't drink it or like doesn't like it. I just will, I mean, ADHD to the max, man. I just won't think about it until I literally can't swallow. And then when my mouth is that dry, I'm like, you should really now stop right now and
Right.
go get water. And so that habit stacking helps. And it always shocks me when I do hear back from someone where like I don't have a giant social media following. I'm not good at it. And so like when I do hear back from somebody about a specific post and they're like, that stuck with me. And it's normally a story where I just like said some random shit about my day and didn't even like put thought into it. And it's like the little things where they're like, I did start making my bed and then changing into like my running shoes right away. And then I found like I was more willing to take the dog for a walk. And then it turns into like I chose something different for lunch because, fresh just sounded better after I'd been outside. And like you accumulate those. And so I think the really cool part of sharing that in like the small group setting is they'll be encouraged to share, like here's what worked for me in this situation. And then it's like, oh shit, I never thought about that. And it's like a lot of the same stuff that happens in the challenge. And like that's why the group is always my favorite part. It's the Facebook group. I like the transformations that happen, obviously, because I'm happy for people. But like my favorite part is when people post about, I saw in there, somebody is off of they were on cardiovascular medication, they were on blood pressure medication, and they were pre-diabetic, but I don't think they were on like, I forget what they said they were on. I can't, no, I would have remembered that, but there was something, and they're off of all of those in 60 fucking days.
Yeah.
And it's not like anything crazy happened in that situation, right?
Yeah.
It was a good support system where he felt comfortable and had people there for him.
Yeah, that is huge. And I do feel sometimes people, they get a little bit nervous with like mindset coaching. They're like, ugh, mindset coaching. I don't know if I want to, my skeletons are way back. Like that's a deep walk-in closet. I'm not interested in going there. And what I have to say to people when they do get a little nervous is actually some of the things that we're talking about are super, super simple. So like, I'll give an example. So today I actually met with one of your clients and we were talking about identity. And I said, the great part of identity is that we never have to like completely give up something. We just get to expand on that part of our identity. And it doesn't mean that like we have to get rid of it. We can still be fit, healthy, active, not do a show, stay that way, and then maybe engage in other things like reading your book more, resting by the pool more, painting if you want to. Like it's just an expansion of everything. And that's a simple thing. I didn't dive deep. I didn't say, I wonder who told you that when you were 5. Like I didn't do any of that. Like it was literally a back and forth conversation of like, it feels like I'm at a loss though. Like I have to give this up, and me saying, no, you don't. Actually, I think that it's a beautiful part of you, and you just get to create more beautiful parts of you or enhance the other parts of you that are already gorgeous. And that was
tell who you're talking about from all of that. And I'm glad she's made a decision. And we'll be talking about that next week. And furthermore, her life is so full and so beautiful. And I'm so happy for her to be focusing on the stuff that is routinely bringing her joy every weekend, instead of trying to focus on something 6 months away that she doesn't know is going to bring her joy or not.
Right. And that's alignment. So like in the Mind Body Built, that's what I want people to feel. I never want them, I feel like in life, we're going to feel, we have this like, this feeling of this doesn't feel, it feels like I'm trudging through, or it feels like this is too difficult, or it feels like something is misaligned, something's off a little bit. And my job is to help people feel like, actually, if we just look at the variables that are surrounding the behaviors that we're doing, the support that we have, the actions, the choices, we can actually bring alignment. We don't have to do these abrupt adjustments. Like, we don't have to be like, I'm no longer Danica, I'm going to be someone completely different. It's small modifications that really create big differences, like making your bed in the morning. That's such a small thing, but it sets the tone for so many other things that you're like, oh, I didn't realize that snowballing effect by just like fluffing my pillow, or like just a simple thing, putting on my sneakers. Little did I know that that would lead to like a really nice 5K that I decided to sign up for, right? So the small choices that end with big results.
Yeah. I I have so many paths I want to follow down that I feel like would turn this into an entirely different, not different podcast, but like much broader. You know what I mean?
We're gonna have to.
Right, right. Oh, now that I said all of that, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, getting your head right with stuff and making those small changes. I think the reason why it's so scary for people is because when things have gone wrong, like like you've gained weight,
Yeah.
or you're in debt, or relationship stuff, like whatever. Normally, like outside of a huge event, like medical or layoff, like whatever, like huge things, it's usually going to be like a small drip, right? That got you into the situation that you're in. And so I think it's almost like it gets more nerve wracking to be like, I can't just let this slowly snowball again, because
Yeah.
it's like, I just came from that and I let things snowball. And like, we're not entirely unaware. Like, people can tell, they know when they feel like shit, and it's like, oh, well, I shouldn't do that. But then the next like fun thing comes along and it's like, yeah, but do you want to go out for nachos? And they're like, yeah, I do, even though I'm still like have indigestion from yesterday. And so like, it those conscious decisions come up. And I think the hardest thing that I imagine you're going to be working with people on is being able to tamp down the ones where like they're not even meaningfully adding to your day, but they are just loud enough that we pay attention to them and give them more like than they deserve. And it's learning how to say no, which is the hardest, I think. Like, you know, all those reels out there now where it's like, oh, what I would say to you if I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh yeah.
The number one thing that I think about where I want to be like, you suck at saying no to things that you want that you definitely don't need.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a skill that we all just need to get better at. And from everything, right? Like other people's opinions living rent free in our head and dictating our decisions about what we do with things. Letting things like whether or not we get on stage again be a part of our identity. Like, that's such a small part of like who you are, right? And so I think in a lot of those things, but what sounds easier is like, okay, so you said something earlier that I was like, I want to dig so deep into that, where the person had said something about like, oh, but that's changing my personality, and that
Yeah.
they get defensive with it.
Yeah.
Like, well, like sometimes maybe you should. It's mean to say, like, there are definitely parts of my personality where I'm like, listen, when I have time to fix that and like polish that up, I should definitely do that, you know? And then it takes those same small efforts, the same small decisions about like like putting in the time and putting in the work instead of talking about it or being like, that's impossible, and then not ever trying things. And I think a lot of it just comes down to like, those are the same tiny little limiting behaviors that people are allowing to just have there, that it's uncomfortable to say, actually, I am actively making this choice every day. And
Yeah.
I'm the one that's standing in my way for this, and I need to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard, right? Like, I feel like that is really hard. And It's so interesting because I mean, my daughters are 8 and 5, and something that I have strongly been encouraging them to implement into their day-to-day life now is no thank you. And and I want them to say no thank you, or I want them to have a voice, and I want them to feel as though they can do that. No, thank you is a great thing. And then somewhere along the way, we feel like it's rude. Like we feel like, except for we're teaching our children, no, thank you is so polite. No, thank you is like acceptable. And then we become adults and we kind of lose that autonomy, or we lose that ability to feel like that is a safe place for us. And we're like, tell me what to do. Just give me the direction. What box do I need to fill in? Yeah. Then who's making your choices? Your past is making your choices, and other people are making the choices for you. So my mindset coaching is a lot of like, hey, who's the captain of your ship? Because it sounds like not you, or like not the authentic, genuine, high power self that you want to be. They're like in the back, or they're like rowing the towboat behind the ship. So let's invite the captain up, like invite him up, and make sure that they're in charge now. It is really hard to do. I feel like it's a lot of acceptance. It's a lot of feeling like you have the support around you, feeling like you're not going to be judged, and like you can handle the truth sometimes, and be able to say, copy, like, Roger, that is, I am in charge of that choice that I'm making for myself. I need to make the behavior modification. And then once you say that, you can ask, like, can I need help doing so, right? Yeah. What a beautiful place to be at. That just means that you're growing. This is a human experience. Not everything has to be perfect, and you don't have to have all the answers. Like, that is what we're here for, to help guide you when you finally take ownership and recognize it. And also not going like, when people are like, I can't believe I did this in the past. This is what happened, and I didn't listen, and I'm always like tripping up. Something that I say that always shocks them. I'm like, good. I'm glad that you did it, because I bet you learned a lot about yourself, and now let's make a change. Good. Because if you came to me and you're like, everything's perfect, I've never made a mistake before, everything's fantastic, then why the fuck are you coming to me? Like, if everything is glorious, that's a boring life. Like, you haven't learned anything. So good that like you're in a position where you can grow. That's such an awesome position. What a great opportunity for you to now move in the future. I don't want to stay there. I'm glad that we went through all of that. It sucked. It was shitty. We had all the feelings. Let's pull from it and like move forward now.
Yeah, 100%. I love that, because I think getting to a place where like my mindset for the last, I mean, really probably like while we've lived here in Colorado and stuff, has been very just like, why, like, just do it, try it. Like, why not? Like, I feel like a life untested. Like, what's the fucking, you know? Um, I want to know more about myself. I want to know my limits. I want to know what I can do. And I mean, does that mean there's a lot of across the board like changes and like, you know, spectrums of fitness and everything like we talked about last week with Priscilla, and adaptations, like all of that takes place. But I think like that became like my driving force with stuff.
Yeah.
And like that made everything more fun with training, fitness, sleep routines, all of that kind of stuff. Because it was like the focus isn't just something we can't necessarily control in terms of aesthetics or like stuff like that. I mean, because we've all talked to those people who are really just like determined to change the shape of something about their body, where it's like you cannot change where your tricep insertion happens on the length of, like, it's not like, look, mine's just there. I can't change it to here. Like, you know, and so I'm gonna have like weird arms down here and bigger ones up here. And so then when you shift it over and it's really just like, I'm going to put in the work and see what I can get out of it, I think it can be really huge. And going into mindset stuff, and I love that like mindset feels like a gateway drug into therapy, right? Like, you know, and it starts those conversations. And I've always joked for years about how I didn't jump into those. I mean, and you and I have even like semi started them, and then I'll very much like pump the brakes. But I'm like, "Meh, no, I hate this shit.
You're like, ooh, this is uncomfortable.
Look over there. Yeah. But I mean, I started doing therapy routinely, and it's funny because I am very much the kind of person, like for anybody out there who like hasn't, because you're nervous about it or you don't think it's going to work or whatever. Um, what I appreciate, because I think I can like that I know enough about myself to almost outsmart it. Or like my concern is always I'm not going to be honest enough, right? Like that I'm still going to filter.
Mm,
And then what's the fucking point, right? And so Elizabeth, who I see, is so great about like she'll just let me like talk myself into circles. and like and then eventually I'll be like, oh, and then like travel down like a different tangent and things like that. And I think like everything else that we've talked about when it comes to training, it comes to food, when we're talking about like mindset stuff, if you go into it thinking you know what you're doing and what you're going to get out of it, and without an open mind, it's going to be more uncomfortable and it's going to be super pointless.
yeah.
Like you can't go in controlling that. And that alone, if you can figure out how to show up to one of those conversations
Mhm.
and being like, let's fucking go. Let's see. I don't know. That's huge. I think that right there can be different for people. And then all of a sudden you're much more willing, and this sounds stupid and little, but like then you're like, okay, well, I know I always change that workout program because I think that exercise is stupid and I've never done it before. Like maybe I will do those things.
Right.
And your knee doesn't hurt anymore because you're doing warm up activate or like whatever, And so
Yeah.
just going into things with this like open mindset of I'm going to try it. What I've been doing has led me to a place where I'm still looking for a solution. So why
Mhm.
not try this? And I think being able to do it with like 9 other besties or 10, because they get to have access to you, um, is the coolest way to do it.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it. And just like I don't know, being able, what I've gathered from mindset coaching, and I don't know how long I've been doing it, but everyone needs someone to like call them out on their shit, to like be there to support them, to virtually hug them, to like talk about the stuff that like people think are ridiculous. Like I have conversations about everything, but clearly it's impacting their life, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't talk to me about like their morning bowels. Like they will talk to me about everything because it impacts their life to some degree. And to have somebody and then a community that you can just kind of troubleshoot with and feel like you're going through this life not alone. Everyone's going to have challenges and struggles, and you get to support each other in your own uniqueness too, because everyone's unique. So I feel like it's so empowering. Like I think it is scary. I get the whole scary part, but once people kind of realize like, oh, it's actually really empowering. Like it actually feels really good. It feels like a weight is off. It feels like you're heard, you're seen, and then you're like supported at the same time and encouraged to like you're actually stronger than you feel like right now. You're stronger than you think you are. So all of that combined, I think it's just more motivation for us to like build these healthy, sustainable lifestyles that we're craving. And then like what do they say? Like the world is your oyster. Like then you can just take all that stuff and go into the sunset.
Run off into the sunset. Yes. I love that you said that, because that was going to be my next question for you, was like, do you intend for this to be something where like people would do more than one group, or would you want them to be fresh? How do you kind of envision that?
Yeah. So I envision doing it depending on how like the first 12 weeks goes, the first go of it. I envision doing it 2 to 3 times throughout the year. Like that's what my hope would be, to then like have a little bit of break and do another group. and still providing that support after the 12-week ends in whatever capacity that might be. It might be different for everybody, right? But they still have access to me. I always give out like my cell phone number. Like I'm in good communication. We have WhatsApp, like Marco Polo is something that I use. I use a lot of different things to like remain in contact so they know I don't just disappear. Like it's not like 12 weeks, kid, peace out. I'll still be there for them. They want to continue coaching, but then there will be another 12 weeks where we do it again. And then eventually what I would like to do is be able to just expand it a little bit more and open it up. But we'll just see kind of how it goes. But there's a continuation that I want to make sure that everybody feels like it's not just 12 weeks. Like I will be following up with you and seeing like, how are you doing? I'm probably the annoying coach that's like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while. Spend some time. How you doing? How's life?
Have I told you how when I was in the Navy, somebody put it in one of my evals that they called my style of leadership intrusive leadership?
Oh, I can that.
That was their way of saying that I was a very nosy work center supervisor / career counselor. And like, I wanted to know everything that I could possibly know. And I think, I mean, that's the difference, right? Between like you, because there's AI stuff, there's like different ways or like bigger groups where maybe you're a bit more anonymous with it and those kinds of things. And like, what's fun with this kind of stuff is being able to shine the light, be a bit more involved. I'm really excited to see how this, I can't wait. Like I'm really hoping the group coaching goes really well because this is something I've kind of wanted to dive into a little bit, but even just the whole design, because I've never done something like that either. Because honestly, I've looked at those kinds of things and I'm like, I don't know. I'm also the worst about Zoom. Anytime somebody makes me have to do like a Zoom or a face-to-face, like I'm like, why? Why? I'm like, why can't we just be on the phone? Where I can hide from you.
I do feel too, like so if people do have questions on that, because I felt that way too. In my last certification, there was a lot of Zoom calls and we did a lot of like live, like courses. And I'd be like, video off. But like, here's the thing. You are coming into my world too. And like, there will be minions all over. Like they're going to come in. There are 2 dogs. There's a husband that I don't even know when he's going to show up. Like things are going to happen because this is my life. Like I respect your life as much as like I would expect you to respect my life and see it, right? Like we're living life. So I might show up in my pajamas. Like I will be very real because this is life. We're going to have really good conversations. Absolutely. But I don't live a life where like it's in an office space and like I don't have hair extensions. Like they're probably fantastic, but like I don't. I like to shower at a certain time.
That's the problem, right? That's what stresses me out about hair extensions and why I can never do it.
I know.
I wash my hair too much. I have to. It's gross. Like today, it would be cleaner, but right after this, I'm fixing up the color because it needs help. I've been lazy and waited way too long.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we've officially hit the point of where we'll either go too deep into a whole new topic or be quite random.
Save the topics for other ones.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask Danika to send me the link because I don't have it.
Absolutely.
I will put that in the description for the podcast here. If you guys want to reach out, it's Danika with a K at prophysique.com. And she can answer any questions, or if you email me, I will happily answer or find the answers to anything that I can for you. So we've got that going on. That kicks off on September 1st, which means that if you want to do it, you're hearing this on the 21st. You got to like get your shit together and you got to get signed up because then everything starts on September 1st.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we have our next challenge starting up. That's going to be September 8th. And so Danika is also doing guided coaching spots. And so that would be not quite intensive, right?
Not intimate, but yeah.
Yeah. And so we've got those spots open. It's just challenge.prophysique.com. This is a 90-day challenge. It starts on September 8th. Oh my gosh, I should have known for sure the ending date before I started that sentence. It's like December 7th-ish. 90 days from September 8th. I forgot. So that one is going to get us past Thanksgiving. Which was really fun last year, actually, helping people prepare for that. We'll have the weekly live chats and things like that, where you'll see a good number of us coaches. I think with 90 days, we get 12 weeks. And so you'll see 12 different lives throughout, and you get access to all of the training information and our lovely community. They're just the very best part.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys have questions about either of those or the different levels of like coaching investments and like different things like that, there truly is a way to get the support that you want to have at whatever level you need it, like one way or another. We can make sure you get taken care of. So reach out if you need any help, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.